Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how we repair a leak in a poured concrete wall. So here I'm in our basement. We've got a poured concrete foundation wall here, and we've cut out a nice hole here. The customer had a leak into the basement. There was carpet in here. That's all been removed. There was insulation behind the wall and everything. So all that's been removed already. And we found that there was a piece of conduit here in the wall that was left during the construction of the home, and it wasn't used for anything. So on the inside here, it's just been cut off, and on the other side, it is underground. And I doubt we can see all through there, but if I had a light, you would be able to see that there's a bunch of dirt in there. So what happens when it rains, groundwater will leak through there, and you can see the staining on the wall here. That was the dead giveaway that's the issue here. So we thought there was going to be a crack behind the sheetrock to repair, but instead this is what we found. So I'm going to show you guys step by step how we fix that. So this right here is an applicator port that we're going to basically cement into place. I'm going to place that right there, and I will end up packing this whole area full of hydraulic cement. And I'm going to show you step by step how to do that. So I'll be right back with you here in a few minutes when we start this process. So I've got a bucket of just basic hydraulic cement. Now if you've never used this stuff, you should know that it dries very fast. And by very fast, I mean like you only need to mix enough to where you can use it within probably 1 to 2 minutes. So I've got some water here, the hydraulic cement, and then of course you're gonna need a clean mixing bucket. So I'm gonna put that in there and go ahead and get to work. Okay, so now I've got my port in place. That's the little white piece that you see there, and I've packed it full of hydraulic cement all the way around there, and we're gonna allow that to cure. Really isn't gonna take all that long, but I will say maybe about 15 minutes, if not longer, but we'll check back in as soon as this is cured. Just to make sure that our applicator port stays free of obstruction, I'm going to take just a simple little piece of metal probe here and stick that in. And basically I don't want the hydraulic cement to block the port. What we're going to do here, once this cures, is called resin injection. Some guys may be thinking, well, why don't you just patch the whole thing with hydraulic cement? You know, why do you have to have this little hole here? The reason you do that is that hydraulic cement doesn't work very well at stopping the water from coming through it. It may stop it a little bit, but we want to stop it completely. So what I'm going to do is inject some resin into this port, and when that resin reacts with that wet soil on the other side of the wall, it's actually going to start to expand rapidly, and it forms a watertight seal behind the wall. So that's why we don't use just hydraulic cement on the wall. All right, so now our hydraulic cement is nice and hard, and it's formed a good seal, which is going to keep this port in place. Now, in order for the resin to actually react, you have to inject some water in there. So we've got my barbecue sauce bottle here full of just basic tap water, and I'm going to squeeze some in there. You're going to see some coming right back out. So it's coming out, and then I'm just going to plug that with my hand for the time being. Next, we're going to screw in a Zerk fitting. This is the same type thing you'd find on on your car or a tractor to apply grease to a joint. So we're going to screw that into this port, and then we'll be ready for our resin injection. All right, so now our Zerk fitting is secure in place. That's going to keep all the resin inside the wall where we want it. I'm going to show you my setup. It's a little messy in here. We've got a basic paint sprayer pump that we use exclusively for this resin product. You can't run any water through the pump or anything other than the resin, or else you'll have to throw your pump in the trash. But so yeah, I've got it hooked up to our 900 XLV product here. That's going to run through the pump, through the hose under pressure, and through our gun right here. So we'll go ahead and hook that up right now. It's going to be a little loud while I'm doing this part, so I apologize in advance for that. You just have to wiggle this on. All right, I've got it on there, and all you do here is you just simply open the valve, and you're going to hear the resin start to flow. Typically, if I'm doing this in a crack, I'm going to continue doing the injection until I see the resin start to leak back out. It's not going to take a whole lot of resin in this case to do it, because it's kind of a small opening. But I'm going to get more in there than what I really need, just to make sure that we do a good job here. Have to hold pressure on this. And you can see the pump is just slowly pumping it through. And when it reacts with the water in there, it's going to start rapidly expanding, and I'm expecting to see some of it leak back through, but probably not a whole lot in this case. So be back with you when we finish this part. All right, so I've finished injecting the resin into the wall. The stain you're seeing here is just water that's going to dry up. So if you can visualize this, remember there was a pipe, an abandoned pipe going through the wall. The other end of the pipe was underground. So what I've done here is I've pumped the resin through this port right here, and that stuff has started to expand inside there. And what I'm wanting it to do is push through all the way through the wall this way until it bleeds out into the soil. Basically, it's going to form a plug underground where water cannot penetrate. The stuff, it's a, what do they call it? Hydrophilic resin. Sorry, I forgot what that was. It's hydrophilic. Basically what that means is it absorbs the available water in the ground and then it expands. That's opposite from a hydrophobic resin, which repels the water as the reactive agent. But anyway, on the inside of your basement, we've got a good thick layer of hydraulic cement. So the water is not likely to penetrate the resin at all, but in the event that it did, we've got our last result here, or resort, the hydraulic cement. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to comment below. Check out our website, AmericanCrawlSpaceSolutions.com, and we provide lots of concrete repairs for walls like this. If you have a leak in your basement and you're not quite sure where it comes from, you can have something like this done. It works really, really well. And thanks for watching.